Fixing Good is the greatest show ever made. It follows Walter White, a former chemistry teacher, and his star pupil, Jesse Pinkman, as they work for Jesse's adopted father, Gustavo Fring. But you can call him Gus. This is chicken restaurant, Los Pollos Hermanos. Walt and Jesse use their chemical expertise to create the perfect fried chicken for the restaurant. But unfortunately, they are being blackmailed by Walt's evil brother-in-law, Hank Schrader. Hank is a corrupt DEA agent who has been secretly building a meth empire for years, and he wants Walt and Jesse to work for him because they are the best chemists he knows. Walt and Jesse are obviously worried about this, so their first idea is to go to Saul Goodman, a renowned lawyer known for exposing corruption at the law firm HMM. Saul agrees to help them, but is going to need a bit of time to see what he can legally do to stop Hank. In the meantime, Gus is showing off his successful merchandise to his disapproving father, Hector. Now, about Hector, everyone believes he's in a wheelchair because of a stroke, but it turns out he's faking it. He's pretending to be bound to a wheelchair so he can avoid charges of being a public menace, with his undoubtedly worst incident being
Cabron, I need to see you a boss.
Anyway, Hector disapproves of his son's choices. Gus tries to get him to acknowledge his adopted grandson, but Hector refuses. So they leave disappointed. Walt then gets a threatening text from Hank, telling him to come and work for him, or else more will crash. Walt has literally no idea what he's talking about until he goes outside and sees a plane explode right above him. Walt, reasonably, runs away from his house, then meets up with Salt and Jesse to tell him about what happened. Jesse, extremely distraught, exclaims, "He can't keep getting away with this!" Anyway, Saul says he has a way to stop Hank. We then cut to Hank, turning on the TV, only for the news to play a video of Walter White telling the whole world about Hank's drug empire. He shows the text message Hank sent him, and all the tax filings Hank filled out for his drug business, which definitively prove Hank's guilt. With his life's work ruined, Hank makes a plan to enact his revenge. Because he knows the cops are onto him, he causes a public shootout to attract the cops. Hank fatally wounds two cops, but is fatally wounded himself and dies. Walt and Jesse celebrate, and Gus goes to help his dad in his nursing home. Gus tells his father off for pretty obvious reasons, but right as Gus is going to give him his daily medicine, Hector actually looks at him with a face telling him he is proud of him, and he just couldn't show it. But Hank put a bomb in that room that neither of them knew about. You see, Hank's shootout with the cops was just a ruse, so the cops couldn't stop his real plan. If his entire life was ruined by Walt and Jesse, then he would ruin their lives too. And his plan worked flawlessly as the bomb goes off, killing Hector and injuring Gus. This is the moment Gus Fring became Two-Face. Two-Face then moves to Gotham City and starts fighting Batman. And now, Walt and Jesse are out of a job because Los Pollos Hermanos' new management doesn't want anyone associated with the supervillain in the company. Yeah, the ending is really sad, guys.